Welcome everybody in our weekly community ETCD operator meeting. I'll just put link to this document. Please put your name into attendees list. I'll do that as well. I have to repeat that we have a Telegram group where you can join and ask your questions. We also have Slack channel for SIG ETCD. There will be upcoming Slack group for working group. So you can ask your questions there as well. And today in agenda, the newly merged resizing operation, pull request, I did that. So I can explain what is happening here. This PR just been merged. It implements two phases. First phase is if volume claim template has changed in stateful set, it will recreate stateful set with cascade orphan option. So non-resources will be removed. The newly stateful set will be created almost immediately. And then it also has additional method which go over all over PVCs, checks if their stateful set, if their storage class supports expansion, then recreates it. Do you have any questions for this PR? Okay, then let's go for the next topic. The next topic is that we are going to release new version of Cozy Stack, and we want to adopt this change for ETCD operator. So I'm going to prepare release 0.4. Is there anything else what we want to include in this release, or any ideas, or we can just release it? No ideas. Okay. The next topic in agenda is that there were update for working group of ETCD operator. CNCF accepted working group creation request, and now they considering when to create meetings. And now they accepted the specific date for this meeting, and there were voting in Doodle. Unfortunately, the Tuesday was chosen. So the next meeting will be of 6th of Tuesday. I hope that most of you could join this meeting to represent our interests with in this working group.
I have German lessons on Tuesday, every Tuesday.
So sorry for that.
Yeah, I understand, no problem.
The Slack channel is going to be prepared. It will be in Kubernetes official Slack. It will be named like VG ETCD operator. The pull request is on review, so I think it will be accepted in a few days. And we have nothing to talk about in OpenFlare. Any other ideas? Topics to talk?
Seems we are slowed down with the development. Seems everybody is are very busy. Me, Timofey, and the other guys. So I think we should. What will we do with it?
This is a good idea. I think there are two reasons for this. First is vacation time. It's summertime, and a lot of people are on vacation. I think we can switch our meetings to be weekly, or maybe we can even join to the official meetings. Let's see what will happen there. So maybe we will fully move our project to there. But I can't guarantee this for now. We need to attend at least first meet and just introduce our project to talk what is done here and why we done it this way. Maybe we can make influence to make it adopted by CNCF. At least we already have some team, and that's cool. We can continue working as under CNCF project. Also, as can I see, there were about 7 different people who just posted their interest in Doodle, including us. I think they're just organizers and us. But maybe there's some community members, I don't know. So anyway, even 10, if I understood it correct. Yeah, 10 people. So there are definitely some people from the community, and I think they will join to our community as well, or we will join to their community. Never mind, those 2 communities will be joined together, and we can start working. So we will have new power on this project, and we can join discussion and work this way. As for now, I think we can switch to our meeting to be weekly. But if we can see, the next meeting would be
on the same day as the working group of those guys.
No, that will be in a few days before. Or yeah, correct. So yeah, we can just join them. I think we can try to do the last meeting next week.
I won't be able to attend.
Okay, or we can skip it and just go to the CNCF meeting and just introduce our project. What do you think?
Well, we have a couple of issues planned for next release, and there is, as far as I know, nothing was done in regards of them, like implement the defrag job, or I don't know, anti-patterns in status check. I know that Timofey worked on it, but I don't know what's the status. The implementation of scaling up and down, and the implementation of ETE autotest with 0 downtime check. I think that it does not make sense to cancel our meetings until we attend the community ETCD community meet and get some info whether they will adopt our stuff or they will start from scratch or whatnot else. So I'd prefer to keep our meetings until we have more information and keep going.
Correct. I think we can switch it to be weekly. For example, we can the CNCF meetings also be weekly, so we can do the week in CNCF meeting and week at ours, and we can do that starting from the next week. So I will not cancel anything on the next, and the next meeting will be the next meeting will be ours. And the meeting week later will be at CNCF.
Yeah.
I think does it make sense?
Yes, it makes sense for me. Yes.
Well, for coming 2 weeks, yes. Then we'll see what will be the outcome of the community meet.
Okay, so I'll switch schedule. Timofey, did you say that you can't attend the next meeting? Don't you?
Yeah, July 30th, I can be there. I've got some mandatory company training thing. But I'll come on the CNCF meeting, even though I didn't vote for Tuesday.
Okay, good to know. Thank you. So I will switch schedule for our meetings. So it will be weekly, starting from the next week. The next week there will be our meeting, even though it will be even if it will be too short without Timofey. It's still great to meet you, all of you here. That's it. I have to write it down. done. Any other topics to talk about, Robert?
Hi, Andrei. If I understand correctly, next week will be, and then bi-weekly, yes?
Yes, we currently on the progress to join CNCF. So we're trying to make them adopt our code, to be honest. So we going to do we're going to change our schedule. So we will have meetings every 2 weeks, and CNCF will have meetings every 2 weeks, and we will see how it works.
Yeah, I just wanted to confirm that next week it's valid.
Yeah. Next week, still the same meeting, the same time at Tuesday, as usual.
And can I ask also concerning this VG ETCD operator group? So it's a working group meetup?
Yeah, CNCF created working group for making ETCD operator. That's actually the same initiative that we have, but it is more likely official, and it is under CNCF. And we actually want to make them adopt our code and join the folks from the CNCF. They also have really huge community power, so we expect more contributors. But we will lose legal power for this project. That means that we can provide our code, but it will be owned by CNCF.
Okay.
But never mind. Yeah.
I understand. The question is, this is something like a check or consultation with the CNCF, or it's just presenting the current state or something like discussion?
There is created a working group. It has some chairs, and chairs will decide if they actually have only one task. They want to create official ETCD operator. This operator will be adopted by ETCD, SIG ETCD, and will be promoted as official ETCD operator. The problem is that currently they have no base on which they would decide to build their operator. We want to provide our code because many things already implemented at ours. It will look like the similar ETCD operator if in case of success. If they will accept, if we will promote our solution as a ready solution, if it's affordable, if it can be used for making as base for making official ETCD operator, if they choose our operator as base, so we will just replace Ænix.io.
Okay, Andrei, it should not go too much detail. For me, it is something like preparation phase. That's your solution became as a base code or base code base for their official ETCD operator. Yeah.
Yes, actually, they're trying to build community. They already built community, but they did it later than we.
Okay.
And now there will be a phase when we will try to join these two communities and to make them agreed to work together.
Okay, thanks. I understand. So as I understand, all members of your groups can be part of this VG group as well. Yeah.
Yes. If official SIG ETCD say that they want to adopt our code fully or partially, but we decide that we want to switch development to work on official ETCD operator instead of ours, I think it makes sense.
Sure.
We will fully switch to have only CNCF meetings. Until it happened, we still have our meetings and their meetings.
Okay, understand. Yeah, thanks.
Okay, pull requests.
Thanks. Thank you for explanation.
It's okay. There's probably nothing new to talk about. issues. There's still issue for enabling PDB by default. If somebody wants to try it, I think it is a good first issue. Okay.
What should be the default PDB?
I think it should be -1 for replicas.
Uh,
Or
it should be, I think, quorum.
yeah, it can be medium size +1. Is it correct?
The calculation for this PDB is already done in the code. Just it is enabled, not by default.
Yeah, correct. Do we need an option for disabling PDB? Is there any reason for this?
I think so, yes.
Why?
Somebody wants to run without PDB, I think. In some test clusters, for example, if you have a lot of test clusters, then sometimes you do not want PDB to prevent updating nodes and pods eviction in test stages, in different
But this
test
will
stages.
break our cluster. Isn't that the problem?
It will break cluster of our customer, yes, but at least it will not break their plans to update nodes. If, for example, they have some faulty Docker registry, yeah, pretty often people want to update clusters without any problems and even with breaking applications.
Okay, but how can we implement this function? Because currently we have just PVC template. It is in examples. So we have pod disruption budget template. We can add option like enable it false or something like that. Any ideas how can we do this? Or just add extra string like pod disruption budget enable it, which can be disabled. Or disable pod disruption budget.
Without breaking API, yes, but I'm not sure that anybody uses this pod disruption budget. Or do you use, Andrei, it in Cozy Stack?
Yeah, we just enabled it because it wasn't enabled by default.
You just enabled it, yes?
Yeah, another option that it can be updated with max in available and min available. So in case if you want to break your cluster but still have an opportunity to update your node, you can just update this pod disruption budget. There is still workaround. I think it can be done later if somebody come and say, hey, I just want to remove pod disruption budget.
Ah, you mean available 0, yes? And it will be equal to disabling, yes?
Yeah.
Is it possible to do it now?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Yeah, if it's possible, then it's fine. I think it is good workaround for a guy who wants to break, who is not afraid to break their cluster. I think it's nice workaround. I think it's enough if it's possible.
I think at least we need to create it by default, and we can implement any extra function for disabling it later. Do you agree on this?
I think we can do this quite easily because we have our own struct for the pod disruption budget template. It's called embedded pod disruption budget. So we're basically free to extend this as we see fit. we can simply add a field under pod disruption budget template, call it, for instance, disabled. Then its default null value will be false, so that will not disable the PDB. But if someone wants to be explicit, they can set it to disabled equals true, and then we can not create the thing.
Okay.
Yeah, but for now, all of these templates, they fully repeat the structure of standard Kubernetes resources. Will it not break this?
But they
It
don't
will,
fully
yes.
repeat the structure.
Which resource is not repeating the structure?
Unless, okay, so we've got a type embedded pod disruption budget, which is a struct with two fields right now. It is the embedded object metadata and the pod disruption budget spec. Unless we're unmarshalling them into JSON and passing them around like this, I don't believe that it will.
No, this is definitely possible to add extra field here. And the good question is really this field is needed there?
Andrei is talking about the pattern that if we have a word template in the end, it means that it completely equal to the type of Kubernetes. So, and if we introduce disabled, then it will not be absolutely equal. So, Andrei, I understood you correctly, I think, yeah?
Yeah. Just so I just think that all these API changes is always painful because we then can't agree on. I think we can implement this function later. I just thinking that right now we need to enable it by default because it is needed thing. And in case if somebody wants to disable it, it is still possible to put min available to 0, and it will work completely the same, like no pod disruption budget. So I just don't think that somebody in near future will come and say, hey, I just want to disable pod disruption budget.
Yeah, so again, regarding that whether or not the template matches the Kubernetes spec. If we're talking about a struct in Golang, it already does not match the spec because we implemented it ourselves. It's a different struct than the one that you have in the Kubernetes APIs. If
Correct.
you marshal this thing to JSON, yeah, for now it's a strict subset. That's true. But in our controller code, we don't actually use this pod disruption budget template as an if you like as a complete object. We use this specific fields from it to construct the actual pod disruption budget that will be deployed to the Kubernetes cluster. So at the moment we won't be breaking anything for now.
From view of the programmer, I think we don't break anything. It is correct. I'm just more worrying about user experience because right now users see the same fields as in Kubernetes, and I like this pattern. This is uncommon in Kubernetes if there's some field which is calling a resource name template, including extra fields. I saw that in few operators, but I think it is anti-pattern. And to not solving this right now, I think just to not solve this and leave it as is and just enable pod disruption budget by default.
Yeah, I agree. It's always better not to make a decision that than to make one and regret it, I guess.
I just think if there will be someone who would need to disable pod disruption budget, there is still an option how to do this. There is workaround. He can put 0 here, and if there will be so many requests for this, we can implement this function later. Robert.
Yeah, I wanted to say the same. Mostly, it seems to be that something. I know that it's regular, but based on the requirements, it's mostly for specific case when you should apply this. And probably as your solution, that's if you be more push to put it as a feature, can be might later, but now can be as a workaround.
Okay, then. There's still issue for guessing ETCD replicas number function. We probably agreed on this design. So it can be implemented by someone right now. This will help Timofey to continue with preparing new structure for this project. And to guessing the correct number of ETCD replicas during the recovery. The rest things, yes, there is still task for defragmentation. We still didn't agree how we're going to solve this. There were some proposal for API, but this is still just a proposal. So if you have any ideas, just please came to this issue and post your ideas, how it should look like. And that's, I think, it. We have nothing else to talk. Anyone want to put something in the last chance? In this way, going once, going twice. And thank you everyone for attending this meeting. See you next week, same time.
Bye. Have a nice
See you guys.
evening.
Bye bye. Have a nice evening.
Bye.
Bye.